conflict. It's a little bit complicated. The immediate trigger was this discussion of something that diplomats call security sector reform. Basically, security sector reform is how do you get the army out of politics and how do you defang the RSF. Now, part of this is that the RSF should be folded into the regular armed forces. The regular armed forces become led by a civilian government, like in any other country. General al-Burhan wanted that done quickly. He wanted them folded into the regular armed forces in 2 years. Hemeti said, no. It's a very big job, 10-year timetable. And as this dispute escalated, you began to see troops being moved around Khartoum. The army blamed the RSF for massing troops near an airbase near Khartoum. And then, bang, overnight on Friday, Saturday morning, the fighting began.
Hi everyone, welcome back to True Mommy. I hope you are all well by the grace of God. My returning subscribers, thank you very much. I truly appreciate you all. My new subscribers, you are very welcome. My name is Mambi, a Ghanaian living in the UK. Please let us all pray for Sudan and Nigeria and all the Africa country and the whole world. What is going on in Sudan now, to me, is a surprise, but maybe many of you is not. I'm just scared what is going on. It's not supposed to be like this, because I've been watching some videos when the West is telling Africa, if you don't back us, if you don't back Ukraine and something happened to you, we will not come and help you, this and that. And I was thinking, what are they planning? And then boom, this Sudan all of a sudden started. And it's scary when you watch how they are treating their own people. So I do not understand it. And I started researching. I came across this video, a 5 minutes video that explains what is going on. Like I said, I don't know much about Sudan. If you are a Sudanese and you come across this video, or you are not even Sudanese but you know more, please leave a comment. Let some of us that do not understand learn from you what is going on. For me, the reason why I'm doing this video is for Africa to have peace. We need peace because there's a lot of things going on in the world now. You know, our youth are all running to the West, and we need peace in Africa so we can go back. If truly 1 in 4 people will be in Africa in 25 years, then what is going on? If we do not take care, there will be another takeover again, because if we cannot rule our country, that's the continent. I'm not saying countries, I'm saying country, because Africa is one. It's them that divided us. If we cannot rule it, if we cannot take care of ourselves, then they will come back again and take care of it for us. Sudan war should end. Nigeria should have peace. Africa should have peace. Please listen to this video and then I'll come back for more. Thank you so much.
The fighting in Sudan is a power struggle. It's a power struggle between two men. One is Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. He's the general who has been head of the Sudanese armed forces for the past few years, and he's also basically the leader of the country. He looks pretty much like a guy who's trying to ensconce himself as a dictator for life. The other guy is Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, popularly known as Hemeti. He calls himself Hemeti. Everybody calls him Hemeti. He is the leader of the Rapid Support Forces, which is a vast and extremely powerful militia group that is importantly outside the command of the regular armed forces, and that's allowed Hemeti to make himself power broker in his own right. He controls a large chunk of the economy, especially the gold trade, and he is effectively, or he was, until this fighting started, Burhan's effective deputy, the effective vice president. But it's pretty clear his end goal is to be the indisputed ruler of Sudan as well. So basically what you've got is a fight to the death, it looks like, between two men who've basically decided there's only room for one of them in Khartoum and in Sudan. So the Rapid Support Forces grew out of what was called the Janjaweed militia, and they were pro-government militias, mostly raised to suppress an uprising in Darfur, which turned into a huge and very, very bloody war in the 2000s. Hemeti was one of the commanders of the Janjaweed. And to kind of understand how we got to today, you have to go back to 2013 when the dictator of Sudan, a guy called Omar Bashir, took these Janjaweed guys and reformed them. He made Mr. Hemeti a lieutenant general, and he made them answerable directly to himself. Fast forward to 2019, when you get a huge, basically a massive civilian uprising, pro-democracy protests in Khartoum. Hemeti did a deal with al-Burhan then. The army and the RSF backed the protesters. They arrested Mr. Bashir and a revolution was proclaimed. You did get a transitional government, but both Mr. Hemeti, representing the RSF, Mr. Burhan, representing the army, were in very influential positions in that. And then 2021, they do a full coup of their own and basically put themselves in charge of the country. And so it felt to lots of people like someday this showdown was going to come. So the trigger for conflict, it's a little bit complicated. The immediate trigger was this discussion of something that diplomats call security sector reform. Basically, security sector reform is how do you get the army out of politics and how do you defang the RSF. Now, part of this is that the RSF should be folded into the regular armed forces. The regular armed forces become led by a civilian government, like in any other country. General al-Burhan wanted that done quickly. He wanted them folded into the regular armed forces in 2 years. Hemeti said, no. It's a very big job, 10-year timetable. And as this dispute escalated, you began to see troops being moved around Khartoum. The army blamed the RSF for massing troops near an airbase near Khartoum. And then, bang, overnight on Friday, Saturday morning, the fighting began. Having conversations with people in Khartoum over the phone, there's no way to downplay the horror of what is happening. The reports are consistent as well. If you go out in the streets, you're quite likely to get shot. No one seems to care whether they're shooting at a civilian. The rapid support forces in particular have begun taking over buildings, guys coming into houses, pointing machine guns at them, at the owners, the occupiers, the caretakers. A lot of reports actually of rape and sexual violence. So sheer lawlessness in the streets of Khartoum. And then you've got a huge amount of international diplomacy going on. You've got different states competing for influence in Sudan. And of course, that's true. It's rich. It's got a lot of resources. It's in a really important part of Africa. And so Sudan is a great prize. Some people have talked a lot about Russia and Wagner. Hemeti's RSF have done business with Wagner. He is known to have become wealthy from gold mining. His forces provide security for a gold mine run by Wagner in Sudan. But look, he's not alone. And Mr. Burhan has also visited Moscow and has also done deals with the Russians. So I would be wary of drawing a conclusion that one side is backed perhaps by Russia and the other side is backed by the West. I think actually if you look at the behavior of all the outside players here, they tend to hedge their bets. They don't want to back the losing horse, and it's not entirely clear which the losing horse is going to be yet.
If you watch up to this stage, thank you so much. Yes, I got another video for you. I just got a good news while I'm recording this video that BRICS has sent troops, humanitarians to help Sudan, and they are helping to end this conflict. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Hopefully they will be able to, to defray this conflict and there will be peace in Africa. That's what we need by the grace of God. So, yeah, the way I was feeling some time ago, within this short period, few hours, I think things will change. Let's hope. We just have to hope and pray by the grace of God. So I will leave you to watch the rest of the video and I will see you soon. Thank you so much. God bless you as always. Bye.
Representatives of 5 countries under one roof as they discuss conflicts in North Africa and the Middle East. South Africa says it's dependent on the Middle East for energy resources as the region is rich in oil and gas, while Pretoria is also not pleased with the conflict in Sudan.
We are extremely concerned around the developments in Sudan. And that will be part of our deliberations today. And as BRICS countries, I think also we need to see what is it that we can do to bring about the cessation of hostilities between the warring parties at the moment. As a result, we are seeing a humanitarian crisis in Sudan, and we would like to see hostilities ceasing as soon as possible, and a return to peace and a return to negotiations between the parties to bring about some sustainable peace.
Russia and other BRICS countries are equally concerned about the war in the Middle East and Sudan.
The region remains in a deep systematic crisis. Long-lasting security and economy crisis provoke immigration and create basis for the rise of social tensions and conflict risks. Only in April we witnessed another escalation in the area of Palestinian-Israeli conflict, and as well as dramatic events in Sudan. And we must send a strong signal to the parties in Sudan involved in the conflict to stop hostilities and restore peace.
Currently, on one hand, the situation in the Middle East and North Africa continues to pose serious political and social challenges, with significant instability for the region, which in some occasions threaten international peace and security.
There is also an aspiration on the part of Middle East countries that BRICS will continue to play a constructive role in promoting peace, stability, and reconciliation in the region.
The synchronization of BRICS countries on regional issues will showcase to countries in this region that we stand with them while pursuing the ideals of effective global peace and security, zero tolerance to terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. India has a huge interest in the MENA region owing to our dependence on energy resources, large diaspora, substantial remittances and trade.
All 5 countries have committed to restoring international peace and stability.
Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperations, Kenneth Mashego Dlamini, is expected to hold bilaterals with her BRICS counterparts on Tuesday and on Wednesday.